friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jamie, and ooh, I have a Halloween cat in the background. Okay, sorry. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jamie. Today we are starting a vlog that I kind of wasn't really sure how I was gonna do this, and I'm still not really sure. So this could be a little bit messy, but that's okay. We're gonna do it anyway. Today is October 10th. That feels a little bit late to be starting this, but it's okay. It's because I really needed to finish a book that I could not apply to this concept. So that's why we're getting started a little bit late, but it's fine because I have a way to catch up. Anyway, what is this video? We are attempting to complete the TBR Harvest boards from Leandra, the TBR Zero. She was the creator of this readathon that takes place in all over October. And I don't know when this vlog is actually going to be going up. This vlog will go out when I complete the boards or the month of October ends, whichever one comes first. So I am working on 2 of the 3 possible boards. I am doing the Escape the Haunted House and the Escape the Corn Maze ones right here. And I'm going to focus right now on talking about the Corn Maze one. Now, here's what I'm gonna do, because this is already getting complicated. I am going to screen record and walk through some of the books I've already read, because I've already completed 3 books for October, and I'm in the middle of a 4th one, or very close to the end of a 4th one, and I started a 5th one actually. So all of those books that I've already read for October can actually go towards the prompts on the board, and that will kick off this entire process. So let me go to screen record mode right now. Okay, here I am looking at the TBR Harvest board, and we can see that these are the spaces that you are supposed to land on with a dice. So I have gone ahead and done my first roll, and I got a 4. Okay, so that's great. Going back to the board here, we start in the corn maze. We're trying to escape the corn maze way up here, yay! And along the way, we are trying to collect the cats, because of course we are. Collect the black cats, the most fun thing. Okay, so because this is the board that's like more random than the haunted house, that's why I thought we would start here. So I did my roll of 4, which is 1, 2. Now you can either go 3, 4 or 3, 4, but I want to collect the cats, so we got to go this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Paranormal read, okay? And since we passed a black cat, we also have to read that prompt, or we could combine. So either have to read a paranormal read and a mostly black cover, or I could read a paranormal read that has a mostly black cover. Whichever way is gonna work better. Okay, I've already kind of thought through this one a little bit. At first I thought I was going to have to check this off via my 24-hour readathon that I'm doing next weekend, which already would have been posted by the time this video comes out. This is where the timeline is going to get really confusing, but I realized that I've actually already read a couple books, so let's first check my Goodreads and see what I have actually already read. And I go to my read books, and in October, the 3 books that I've already completed are When You Were Engulfed by Flames by David Sedaris, Intermezzo by Sally Rooney, and A House at the Bottom of a Lake by Josh Malerman. So the good news here is that A House at the Bottom of a Lake is a paranormal read. So I can go ahead and use that for that prompt. And When You Are Engulfed in Flames is a book that has a mostly black cover, and I am going to count it for that prompt. Just because the other books that I have for options for this, I feel like would be a little bit cheating, a little bit tenuous, and I've already read those books, so that is like the best option here right now. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to keep a log in my notebook of the rolls and what book is counting for each of them, because I don't have this printed out. So here's what I'm gonna do. Roll number 1 was a 4, and I landed on the paranormal space. And for that, I'm going to use House at the Bottom of the Lake. Okay, completed that. And I passed the black cat. So I'm going to count when we were engulfed in flames for that. Now, in a perfect world, I would definitely use 100% horror books for this. And from here on out, I think, aside from my audiobooks, I think everything else is going to be horror or at least fall themed books. But just had a couple that weren't. From here on out, it's gonna be all Halloween, horror, fall themed reads, I think. But okay, we're gonna go back into screen recording mode. Okay, now we are going to do a live roll. To be honest, I had to do that first one not live because I was not sure how this was gonna work out. But okay, we are going to roll for real in real time. Here we go. Ready, set, go. 6? Oh my gosh. Okay, well, the good news is that means we're going to pass another cat prompt and make some serious headway on our board. But wow, 6 is a lot. So 6 from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then either we can go to a repeat author or award-winning. Oh boy. Okay. I won't lie, that is a little bit tricky, but okay, so C-A-T in the title, C-A and T in the title. This should not be difficult, but let me see what my options are. I have my October TBR shelf is right here. Let me see what my options are. Okay, Bury Your Gaze does have an A in the title, and I'm planning to read that for my, wait, C-A and T in the title? That's challenging. That is challenging. Okay. Okay. Thank God I do have a book that has those 3. Incidents Around the House by Josh Mallerman has a C, an A, and a T in the title, so I will be reading that for my 24-hour readathon, so I will count that. Okay, so that's great, but now I have to figure out which one to land on. Okay, so we either have a repeat author or award-winning.
Okay, so when I was filming this, I made an error and I did not realize the error for a few minutes, and I just proceeded to ramble talking about the 2 options, even though there are definitely not 2 options, but I didn't catch my mistake for a little bit longer, so I'm just going to skip all that footage of me not realizing my mistake. But within that footage, I did do another roll and I got a 1. So when that comes up, now you'll understand. But yeah, I did make a mistake here.
I just realized that I can't go that way because if I do repeat author, then I won't get the next cat. So I have to go with award-winning. Oh no. Okay. Okay, so just reverse all of this. Award-winning? I don't know if I have anything award-winning. Okay, I looked at the prompt description and it says that either the book or the author or the series could have won an award, and I know for a fact that Sally Rooney has won some awards, so Intermezzo can still count. Intermezzo can still count for this prompt. Shoot. She's won the Goodreads Choice Awards Best Fiction Award. That is an award. That's certainly an award. I'm also reading an Otesha Mosbeg, and let's see what she has won as far as awards go. Okay, Otesha Mosbeg has won the Penn Hemingway Award, so I'm gonna count that. I think that's a higher prize than Sally Rooney has won. I can't believe that Sally Rooney actually hasn't won more awards. So I guess I can't use Intermezzo for that. I'm actually going to have to use Death in Her Hands, which is the book that I'm currently reading right now. So, which actually is funny because Otesha Mosbeg is also a repeat author for me, so it could have worked for either of the prompts, but we're gonna have to do that, which means that I can still have Intermezzo on the board for another prompt. Ooh, Leandra, you are really keeping me on my toes with this one, but okay, we are back, we're good. And now roll number 3 was which, by the way, technically I haven't finished Death in Your Hands, but I'm at 71% and I will finish it very, very soon. So close. But roll number 3, I did land on a 1, and looking at the next space, so we did award winning, the next space is a cat, yay! And that is a cat in a book. That one is going to be tricky. That is going to be hard for sure, because I don't know if there's any cats in my book. I will definitely be keeping an eye out for a cat in Woodworm is a book that I have, and I will try and see if maybe there ends up a cat appearing in something else, or I will try to get something on audio that has a cat, specifically that I know it has a cat. Okay, now we are caught up for real. This is where we're starting for the TBR Harvest Escape the Corn Maze board. Now let me just look very quickly at the Escape the Haunted Maze. Okay, so start in the attic. I know for a fact that the attic prompt is fulfill a book for another readathon here, and what I'm actually doing is I'm going to be doing the horror bingo board by Wicked Reading. This is a lot. I know this is a lot. But here is the horror bingo board. So I have to just pick one of these prompts and that'll be the book. And so for that, I am going to do published in 2024 because I will have at least 3 options for that. Actually 4, no. I was gonna say Hermezo, but no, because the horror bingo has to be a horror book. I have at least 3 options for that. So I can't do that one yet because I haven't completed it, but once I do, that'll be that one. So I know this is so much, but I think we are all caught up and ready to start this vlog officially. So here we go. Wish me luck. This is already overwhelming and crazy, but it's so much fun. Thank you, Leandra, for creating this for us. This should be interesting. Okay, so I just looked through my TBR, my physical TBR, to see if there are any books that I thought might have a cat in them. And yeah, that one's a tough one because how can you know if there's a cat in it? It's hard to predict. I do have a couple options, but I had a better idea. I went and looked through my audio library hold TBR options, and I found the perfect one that I actually can't believe was even available right now, but that is In the Company of Witches. So I will be reading this. Obviously it has a black cat on it, the cover, which is amazing, but I am assuming the cat is going to be in the book. So this is perfect because I've been wanting to read this anyway, and perfect October. It's great. I'm very excited to read this, so I'm going to be doing that. And then I did just take a look. I don't have any books really that have a cat on the cover except for this, because the cat on the cover is going to be another prompt later, so I'm just trying to get ahead, and I can't use In the Company of Witches twice. So the other book I have is this teeny tiny little, it says Quiet Moments and a Cup of Tea, and there is a cat. There's a cat right there. I was not planning on reading this, but it's thankfully very, very, very short, which means I will be able to count it, and yeah, I'm happy with that. So we do have cats in books and on the cover. Okay, hi. It is still October 10th, and for anyone who is still following along with me, I know this is a lot. I just actually edited all of that I just told you, and it's a lot. So just stick with it. Stick with it. We will get it. But today I did end up finishing Death in Her Hands by Otasha Moshfegh, so I can mark the award-winning space as complete. And I guess the other part of this was that I was supposed to tell you what the books were and give a little review. So this book, my second Otasha Moshfegh, I previously read My Year of Rest and Relaxation, although I gotta say, these 2 books do not seem like they're written by the same person at all. If you would have not put her name on this book, I never in a million years would have guessed that they were written by the same person because they are so stylistically different. They are so just different in every way. I'm not going to talk about Rest and Relaxation at length. I already did that in my Backlist book club with Caitlin Bandy, link in the description. Okay, but
Death in Her Hands. I picked this up kind of on a whim because I heard that it had a very interesting structure, and I don't think that that is exactly the word. It's not the structure that's interesting, but I can kind of see where that came from. This follows a woman, an older woman, an elderly woman. She's 72 years old, and she is kind of living her quiet life. She lives in a cabin with her dog, and one day she finds a note on the ground in the woods on her like walking trail, and the note is very suspicious. It seems to suggest that a murder has occurred, and this woman becomes obsessed with this note, and she kind of wants to bring it upon herself to solve the murder. But she really only has this note to go on, and she kind of ends up speculating about who the victim is, who the perpetrator is, and it really just kind of like spirals from there. And I was shocked because I saw that this has such a low rating on Goodreads. It has like a 3.2, which is crazy. Like that is like literally so unheard of. I'm surprised it was that low, but now having finished it, I can understand why people would end up giving this a low rating, because even though the book jacket and the synopsis kind of pitch this as like a suspenseful like thriller, it's really not that at all. And I think if you're expecting suspense going in, you will be disappointed, but I was just okay with what it was. I mean, I did enjoy this actually, especially in the beginning. It gets a little tedious through the middle for sure. But I liked the beginning. I liked the conclusion it comes to. I enjoyed this. Overall, I give this like a 3.5, and I'm happy I read it. It was very quick read. I actually did listen to it on audiobook. The narrator was amazing, but I did read a couple pages of the physical copy. It just happened that the audiobook came in at the exact same time. So I just like whipped through this today, and I really enjoyed it. It's not super suspenseful. It's definitely not thrilling. It is really just this character's journey, and it's just a lot about her obsession with this. It's hard to even call it a case because she like literally does not have anything to go on, but it's just about her obsession with this situation. And I enjoyed it. I think I will continue to read from Otesha Moxveg. I am excited to read Eileen. She's an interesting author. She's doing some weird things. It's definitely weird. And it's just, I don't know. I think it's like you either are gonna be down for the whatever journey she takes you on, or not, and that's okay. I liked it, but I do think I liked Rest and Relaxation more. I don't know. They're so different. I can't even like compare them. They're like not, it's like crazy that they're even by the same person, but that is that. Another prompt completed, and now I have to read Incidents Around the House to get the black cat. Now I can't even remember. I have to read Incidents Around the House, which I will, and I also have to do the cat in the book prompt. So that's the next thing, and I'm reading in the Company of Witches for that. That's what's on deck. It's a lot to keep in my brain. That's why you are here. Hello, it is the next day. It's October 11th. I am out and about in town today running some errands, and I've started in the Company of Witches, so I figure I should update with just my initial thoughts. I think I'm like 16 to 20%. I'm listening to it on audio, and I'm going to be reading it basically all day. I'm going to clean the house. I'm going to do a walk. I've already listened to it as I've been driving around this morning, so we are making some progress with this book already. Initial reactions, very cute, definitely very cozy. I love the Airbnb vibes. It's basically this family of witches that they own an Airbnb, and then there's a murder, and I love all of it. It's, of course, with it being a cozy book, it's not going to be like, and cozy genre, I should say, like I should specify. The writing style is going to be very simple, very accessible, which I think is completely fine in this case. I am liking the story. I'm liking the witchy elements. I feel like they're doing a good job with that, because sometimes they say that there's a witchy book and then there's just like not enough witchcraft. And this one already has a lot of magic in it, so I'm really appreciating that. And yeah, I'm just in general interested to see how this goes. There is a murder. It's a murder mystery, so that is fun as well. I know a lot of people have been loving this, so I'm excited to be finally reading this and just feeling all of the autumnal vibes. Definitely there's a lot of prompts that this book could fit into. There's an autumnal setting, cat on the cover, cat in the book, which is what I'm reading it for, probably a bunch of other ones as well. So I am excited to be reading it, and I will update you when I finish the book.
Okay, it is October 12th. I am actually right now in the middle of my 24-hour horror readathon, but I kind of had to sneak in this little tiny book that's obviously not horror for TBR Harvest. We're still harvesting on the side. I did decide to just go ahead and just get this out of the way. I can't believe that I read this. Like, what in the world? I can't even believe I have this. I got this at a free little library. Quiet Moments and a Cup of Tea. I mean, this is like ridiculous. I'm not even gonna talk about it. It was fine. It's not my thing, obviously. I really just thought it would be like a little short story collection of just like heartwarming moments, and it is. Like, even someone wrote like a note in there. Wow, so sweet. But like, obviously it's like not very good. I'm going to be giving this back to a free little library, but you know, it has served its purpose in my life because it is the only book in my entire physical TBR collection that had a cat on the cover. For that, I am grateful that it was here, because otherwise I would not have had something. I would have had to find something completely different. And yeah, that's a little bit concerning for me. So Quiet Moments and a Cup of Tea. It's going on the board. It is complete. And now let's roll again. Okay, so here we are going to the roll. Here we go. Ready, set, go. 5. Wow. These rolls, I'm honestly getting so lucky because like I'm getting really high rolls, and that means I'm reading less books and getting done with the board faster. So, I mean, I'm just getting lucky here. Was not expecting that at all. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go back 7 spaces. Okay, see, just as I said that, Leandra had a trick up her sleeve. Okay, we're going back 7 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, an autumnal cover. Okay, interesting. Now, I would think this would be easier, but actually looking at my physical TBR, I don't have that many books with an autumnal cover. I do have one that is coming in the mail, and we'll see. Maybe I will swap this out. That is this one, a dark secret. I don't know. Covers here. That is coming in the mail. I had it pre-ordered, but it's not here yet. So that is one option. But I also have Autumn by Ali Smith, which I have been dying to get to, and it actually is on my October TBR. And obviously it's called Autumn, and it very much does have an autumnal cover. So I think like this is kind of what I would be leaning towards for this prompt, but I'll be honest, I wasn't planning on reading this right away. I was really hoping that my next harvest board roll would be a horror book, but I can't win them all, you know? So, autumnal cover is next up. Hello. It is October 15th. And I was just thinking, I've given a lot of updates for the Escape the Corn Maze board, but I'm kind of itching to take a look at the Haunted House board, so that is what we are going to do right now. I have 3 books from my 24-hour readathon that I have completed that I can now take and count towards one of the boards, or both of the boards, actually both of the boards. So I'm going to screen record now and see what we can add to this Haunted House board. Okay, so for the Haunted House, here is our little graphic, so cute. And we're gonna pop over to the actual descriptions because I can't remember what they are. So I know that the top level, the attic, is read a book from another readathon, and originally I was planning on using Slewfoot for this because I was going to use this as a 5-star prediction or 5-star read from the horror bingo board, but I haven't made enough progress on it, and I'm just worried that if I don't get a move on that we're not gonna complete the board. So a couple different options. I mean, the thing is that the 3 books that I mentioned, any of these could fulfill a spot on the horror bingo board. So I think any of them will work, but I've got to choose one. For the horror bingo board, I am putting Woodworm as my translated work, so that will fulfill the attic prompt as well. Okay, and then we have a couple different things we can do. We have a couple different directions we can go. The chimney is when you crawl into the chimney, it's pitch black, so do a dark cover. I very obviously have Incidents Around the House would work really, really well for that, so I could do that. But if I do that, that's not very many books. So bedroom, when you enter the bedroom, you pause to pet your black cat, oh, for comfort, and then you remember you don't own a black cat. Ooh, that's fun. Relating to superstition, I want to go to the bedroom for the black cat, obviously. I could collect a bonus black cat. But relating to superstition, I just don't know. I just like can't think of. The only thing is like, honestly, like Slewfoot could count for that. Yeah, that is one thing I could do. But let's see, the library does not have an option. You can't get to it that way. But the bathroom, you disturb a ghost while taking a bath, run, I see dead things. Again, this is a very vague prompt. It could be interpreted in many different ways. Maybe in some interpretation, I could say that Bury Your Gaze could work for that, but I think that would be cheating, to be honest. To be so for real, I think that would be cheating. And then Incidents Around the House would be also kind of the next best thing that I have on my TBR, and I do think that would also be cheating. So to be honest, I think the only thing I can do right now is the bedroom, and relating to a superstition, I think that I'm going to have to use Slewfoot after all, which is a little sad because I was hoping to get farther in this moment than that, but it is what it is. And then from the bedroom, I could either go down here into, wow, if I do this, there's, wow. I would have to, there's no way out from there. You'd have to do all of them. Or I could go straight to the living room, enter blindly. You can see the door, but what is crawling under the couch, enter blindly. Again, a very vague prompt. And to be honest, I don't enter into many books blindly, although I am listening to Goddess of Filth by B. Castro on audiobook, and I entered into that pretty blindly. So that could be something I could very easily count and finish. So that is a good option for me. And then the staircase is a mood read. That's also pretty easy for me, so that would be good. Book to film or movie related, that is very obviously, Bury Your Gaze would absolutely fit that prompt perfectly. So again, very easy. Supernatural vibes, I could use Incidents Around the House for that one, so that would work. Under 300 pages, I could definitely grab something that's under 300 pages. Have I read something already that's under 300 pages in the month of October? Probably, but I don't know what I'm looking to see. I could use When You Were Engulfed in Flames or House at the Bottom of the Lake. So I could complete that as well. And Food on the Cover. Okay, that one is really, really, really hard. Food on the Cover. I would have to really look into that one. So I think that, like, for the most part, I would be able to get to these because I already have 3 of them already done. So I think I'll do the bedroom, and I'll do Slewfoot, and then I'll pick whatever I want for my mood read. And then I will have to determine about Food on the Cover. So yes, okay. That is what I'm gonna do. And I think that we're gonna be able to do this. I think we're gonna get, the haunted house honestly is not as hard as the corn maze. But I just wanted to check in and prove that I am doing this live in real time and actually really trying to make the most of these boards. It is October 19th, and I am not going to lie, I am starting to get a little bit scared that I am not going to be able to finish these boards. I've had to make some decisions. So first of all, a book came in the mail for me that I kind of forgot about, that I forgot it was coming to me because I pre-ordered it. And I should have had it on the board earlier, but I didn't realize it. But anyway, it came to me. That is A Dark and Secret Magic by Wallace Kinney. And I mean, this cover is so gorgeous. It is perfectly autumnal. So I am going to be using this for my autumnal cover, but I did just start it, and I'm like getting a little bit concerned I'm not going to finish it in time to do another roll, but like I have to finish this corn maze. I have to escape the corn maze. So I need to just get it together and read this book so that I can do my next roll, and hopefully that next roll will be a high number so that I can complete it, or I can use a book that I've already read in October to fulfill that next prompt. At this point, I have actually read 10 books in October, which is a very high amount. I usually don't read that much per month, but I have been getting through a lot of books. And I do have some books that I haven't yet used for the Escape the Corn Maze board that I could potentially use if I hit one of them on a roll. So I need to get through this so I can roll again. And then for the haunted house, I technically am at the mood read space, and I can say that this is a mood read because I absolutely want to pick it up. I was in the mood for a Halloween book, so that could count for a mood read. I could also count one of my audiobooks that I haven't yet used on that board to go towards that space, so I'm really not concerned about that one. And then I looked ahead a little bit to see what my next path would be, and the only one that I had said that I was not sure what I would be able to do for it, that was a book with a food on the cover. That was challenging for me, but I did find something on my TBR shelf that I'm going to go ahead and do because this was available for me on audiobook. That is Tomb Sweeping by Alexandra Chang, and it has a pomegranate on the cover, so I can count that as a food for cover. And also, I did not realize this, but there are cats on the cover as well, so I could have used this for that, and I'm glad I didn't do that, because then I wouldn't have been able to use it for food on the cover, and I really needed to use it for that prompt. Also, A Dark and Secret Magic has black cats on the cover. There's one there. Of course, this just came too late, so I didn't get to use it for that, but again, happy to use it for autumnal cover. And I'm also happy because I pulled a prompt from my TBR jar that was to read a book with a person on the cover, and I fully intended to use Slewfoot for that, but I have not made it any farther in Slewfoot, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this in October. So at least then this one does have a person on the cover, so I can complete that prompt from my prompt jar. Gosh, now here's where things are going to just get a little tricky, because I need and would love to finish this book, because by the way, even though I'm only at 50 pages in, I'm already really enjoying this, so I want to finish it. I want to read it, but I have to do that. I have a couple hundred pages left of that. Tomb Sweeping, not really that concerned about. It's on audio, so that's not a problem. But my book for our live show for the Backlist Book Club, that is The Hunger by Alma Katsu. This live show is on the 27th, which means I really only have this next upcoming week to read it, and it's not a super short book. It's almost 400, I think it's over 400 pages actually. 370. So I have to prioritize reading this book, and tragically, so far in my roll, this book does not hit anything that I've rolled, and I don't think it hits anything for the haunted house, so I probably won't be able to use this. Now I could, if I get it done, and I will, so when I get it done, I could use it for a future roll, but obviously I don't know what that future roll is going to be yet. So I have to read this, and I haven't even started it yet. But I'm still very early in the Dark and Secret Magic, so I'm getting a little bit concerned. about getting through all these books. And then, of course, I just mentioned that I didn't make it any farther into Slufa, which is really sad because this is like a big goal of mine for October, but it's just kind of getting pushed and pushed and pushed. So I don't know, I gotta figure it out. That's where my head's at right now, where it's like, it's October 19th. Is there a world in which I could finish these 3 books? I just don't know. I just don't see how it's going to happen unless I really like put the pedal to the metal next week and like read like a significantly more amount than I would normally do. So that's where I'm at right now. Oh boy, wish me luck because this is getting into very difficult territory. Hello, it is October 22nd. It's late, it's like 5 p.m. On October 22nd, and I have just finished A Dark and Secret Magic by Wallace Kinney. And oh my gosh, I love this. I really, really, really enjoyed this. It's a perfect, cozy, witchy Halloween book, but it does have a little bit of a darker element, which is what I actually need in my cozy books. This was like everything that I was looking for. It's Halloween themed, and I did make an entire review of this book somewhere around here. So I'm not going to speak too much on that because that video has actually come out before this one. Again, the timing is really crazy here, but I love this, and I did complete my TBR Harvest Escape the Corn Maze Square. This was for autumnal cover, which means it's time to roll again. Okay, here we are back on my TBR Harvest board. So where we landed on was autumnal cover, which was here. Okay, so it's time to roll again. Let me go to my dice roller, and 5. Okay, that is a really good number because we do need to be making some forward momentum here. Yeah, okay, 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, a book involving food. Well, that kind of sucks because A Dark and Secret Magic involved a lot of food. This is very, very cozy. It involves recipes, and she's making things all the time. So that would be a good book for this. Yeah, that is a problem. Let me look and see what I have for this. Oh my gosh, I just realized. I was just thinking, I was like, well, I really, really, really need to land on something that I can use the hunger for, and it's a little bit dark and grim, but The Hunger by Alma Katsu is certainly a book involving food, or rather the lack thereof food, and the things that our people in here will have to do for food. This is quite a dark turn for this prompt, but it's kind of perfect, honestly, because I need to start and finish in the next week The Hunger by Alma Katsu for my Backlist book club read. So, I mean, I think this kind of worked out perfectly. Hello, it's October 24th, and please excuse the look right now. I'm actually in the middle of cleaning my house to prep for a Halloween party that I am hosting tomorrow night. Very, very exciting. I have just finished listening to The Hunger by Alma Katsu, and I'm shocked because I did not expect to finish this so quickly, but I've just had a lot of time in the past 2 days to listen to this on audio. I did want to read some of it physically, and I did like start it physically, but ended up switching to the audio to make sure that I was able to get through it in time for my live show on the 27th, Sunday night at 7 p.m. Again, I don't know what's going to come out first, either this video or that discussion. If that discussion is out, you can check out all my thoughts and Caitlin Bandy's thoughts at her channel for the Backlist Book Club. Yeah, I don't really want to say too much about this because you can check out my thoughts, but I did enjoy it. It's very in-depth. I don't think it was that scary, which is odd because the whole concept of the Donner Party is already terrifying to me. But this does add a bit of a supernatural element to it. But it's very, very well done survival story, which always terrifies me. I just think that like it is so in depth, it is so character focused that there wasn't like a lot of like tension, I guess, like just prolonged tension. I did think it was really well done though. And it was kind of refreshing to read something like this. So again, all the discussion, I've linked it for you, but that means I get to roll again, yay! All right, let's see what we've got here. Ready, set, go. 4, okay, good. That is exactly what we need because come back over here to our harvest board. Sorry that the top of this just got cut off. Anyway, okay, so we were at book involving food right here. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, nice. So we passed over a book that says witchy vibes, and then it says choose any prompt on the board. So in order to get the cat, I have to have a book with witchy vibes, which I have read a lot of so far for this month and this board, but it's okay. Well, I've got more. So witchy vibes, and then choose any prompt on the board. Well, I mean, I need to read Slewfoot for the haunted house. So Slewfoot would obviously be a good option here if I could find another prompt that it would fit for, but I was also considering maybe doing something where I don't use any of the same books for the corn maze versus the haunted house. That might be crazy. But let's see what other prompts are on the board. Choose any prompt on the board. That's very, very fun. Okay, so let's see. I've already done a cozy read, so I'm not going to do that again. Found family, not really interested in that. A repeat author with a witchy vibe. I don't know that I have that. TBR backlist read, I can always do that. Let's see here. A spooky book, I don't think I've done that one yet. A spooky book would definitely count. It would work for Slewfoot. I've already done paranormal read, autumnal setting, bound friendship, escape the haunted house. Well, I could do that. Would that be cheating if I did escape the haunted house because I'm already reading Slewfoot for escape the haunted house? Yes. I don't know because I said I want to do no reads that are the same, but also right now I'm looking at stuff for Slewfoot. The thing is, I actually do have one more witchy book that I put on my fall TBR, and I was thinking about reading it, and I've actually already started it, but I dropped it because I had to move on to some other things. But I do have a book that I actually have the audiobook for. I could do this. That is Regrettably, I'm About to Cause Trouble by Amy McNee. This is a witchy book, and I'm interested in it. I do have the audio for it, or also I could just read the physical. But again, that would be if I wanted to do where I'm not using Slewfoot because I want to use no crossovers. So those, I mean, these are two options I could definitely do. And it's just a matter of like how hard do I want to push myself. But what would be another prompt that would go for this? This is obviously a witchy read, but I think like a spooky book would definitely work for Slewfoot. But for this one, I think I don't know if it is a cozy read. I could do new to you author because I have never read this author before. So, okay, there we have it. I am either going to read Slewfoot or Regrettably, I'm About to Cause Trouble for I think it'll be my final roll. I mean, unless I happen to roll a 1 next time. But these are my two options. Slewfoot, I have to finish in order to escape the haunted house. And I could add on Regrettably, I Am About to Cause Trouble. So these are up next. October 28th, and I have just finished Slewfoot, A Tale of Bewitchery by Baram, and I did end up listening to the majority of this on audio, which is not exactly how I wanted to finish this book, but you know what? I read like 100 pages of it physically, and it is what it is. I needed to move this along, so it happens, you know. Slewfoot, oh my gosh, okay, I mean, I really enjoyed this. I think the hype is completely valid. Good story, a lot of different themes, like religion and morality, and very, you know, just very gray moral characters, and I appreciated that. I appreciated the discussion of, you know, what really makes evil, and there's just a lot of really good stuff in here. The folklore elements were amazing, and there is a lot of magic, which I appreciated, and the end is brutal. I think this is a very just a very well crafted book, and I'm definitely happy to have it in my collection. It is dark for sure. It is very dark, gruesome, bloody. It definitely hits all of that tone. It's a much darker witchy story, but I was very pleasantly not surprised. I knew I was gonna like it, but yeah, this is getting a 4 stars from me. I really did enjoy it, and with that, oh my gosh, that means that I have completed my new to you author square. Okay, well, I had to choose any prompt that I wanted. So this was new to you author. And also I did collect a cat because this had witchy vibes in it. So I collected my last cat, yay! And that means I have to do my next roll. Now, here's the thing. I said, now technically I have completed the haunted house with this book as well, but I said that I might challenge myself and not repeat any books on the 2 boards. But I'll tell you, it's the 28th and I am tired. I am like ready to not have to be worrying about this anymore. So I don't know. Here's what I'm gonna do. I have to roll one more time because I'm not out of the corn maze yet. And what I think I'll do is, if I have to read another book, I will just count Slewfoot for the haunted house to be done. And if I escape the corn maze, maybe I will squeeze in one more book. We will see. Okay, let's see here. Going to my dice roller. Okay, ready, set. Oh, my heart, oh my gosh. 6. And that means that, of course, we have done it because I only needed to get 2 to escape. So yay, I have escaped the corn maze. It feels great to have completed it. This has been so much fun. Very fitting that Slewfoot was the last book because this was like the #1 book I had to read in October. So very fitting. Yeah, you know, thinking about it, I'm just, I'm ready for this to conclude. I may still get one more book in October, but I'm ready to get this video out in the world. And I just had, you know, the best time playing this board in October, so I might as well end on a high note. Thank you, Leandra, for making this amazing month-long readathon. I had the best time, and I read so many books that were on my TBR, so this absolutely hit what we were trying to do. So thank you so much for creating it, and thank you everyone for watching this vlog. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, I would love to hear if you have read any of these books. Did you like them? Are you interested in reading them now? Or if you just want to leave something, leave me a little black cat emoji because I collected all of the cats. And have a wonderful rest of your day, week, month, and Halloween, and I will see you back here next time. Thanks so much. Bye.